The year was 2013 whenever GTA 5 released in stores. I remember when before this game released, like the launch, well, not the launch trailer, the reveal trailer. I saw it in a I think it was EB Games had one of those TV displays that you could like select whatever trailer like for the newest game that's coming out to like watch. And I remember my dad's the one that was watching it, and he showed me like, hey, like this is gonna be Grand Theft Auto 5. I played GTA 4, was not a fan of it at all. In fact, I couldn't get into that game. Um, and this game looked like, it was gonna be, it was gonna be far bigger than GTA 4. It was gonna have, it looked like it was gonna have a lot of things fixed that I struggled with when it came to GTA 4, such as like driving, for example. Even though I still, to this day, think that the physics engine is way better in that game than this game. Um, it was really, I think 2014 was when I actually played GTA Online, because that's when my dad got into GTA Online. And then in 2015 I got a PS4. But I still played about maybe 3 or 4 years worth of GTA Online on the PS3 with my dad. He introduced me to like all the contact missions, and he was never a player versus player fan, at least for the most part. Um, so this was like a breath of fresh air for him, and he really got into this game, and then he showed me like the ropes of like how to level up my character, what missions to play. And by the time like he was like level 100 when I was like still level 50 or whatever, it was really, I think it was 170 that I began to um, start getting better with things. Uh, Past level 100 was when I learned how to fly a helicopter. I, for some reason, couldn't fly a helicopter. I was good at piloting because there was a mission called Landing Gear that I really liked, and I'd play that one, and that one really helped me with my flying planes. But I really just struggled with helicopters for the longest time. I don't know why. Um, it was whenever I did get my PS4 and I got GTA for it, I constantly struggled with like finding methods of making money when you're like such a low level, and this was before the premium edition slash criminal enterprise pack. So it was hard back then to get um unless aside from double XP double money weekends, I was struggling to figure out what to do to make money. I'd meet more people down the line, and then a lot of them would like do heists with me. And then eventually, whenever uh, the Doomsday heist came out, yeah, whenever the Doomsday heist came out, there was that whole thing with Bogdan, and everybody would just run Bogdan. And then there was Cayo Perico. But I, for the longest, I wouldn't, because of the amount of friends that I would meet, a lot of us were into, there were the people that were into more player versus player stuff, and then there was the people that were in the people that were really into making money. Personally, video games are fun I play video games for fun. I don't really play them to grind, but it wasn't really until this game that I realized that and a lot of people have fun because they have so much money in this game. And I still had friends that would still recommend us to play stuff like adversary modes, so there was still a fun factor to this game. But when I was on my own, this was before they added private lobbies. So I would, whenever I did eventually get a warehouse and an office, I was playing, and then this was also before nightclubs, so I was playing my ass off to grind friggin' cargo and get money. And then eventually, you know, griefers happened, and griefers started ruining everybody else's uh, fun, or well, not really fun, more of their work ethic to grind to get money. Um, I had to. I was just very glad that after, well, there was obviously the months that would give you 3 million, but next to that, there was a tuners update, and tuners update for me was a real it's still my favorite update to this day, because yeah, you don't get a lot of money, but the missions are still like quick to do, so you still get like 100,000 if you're playing and you can also play solo. Um, but it's really just quick 100k in like 20 minutes or whatever. Like it's not that difficult, so I was very glad that that came out. That's still my favorite update. Um, if you ask me whenever GTA Online died, I would say it was the announcement that adversary modes were removed. Adversary modes was a huge part of the fun that I would have with my friends on this game. We would have so much fun with these party modes like um, Siege Mentality, Every Bullet Counts, Slasher, all those, offense, defense. We'd be, because that was our idea of fun. Our idea of fun was just playing like those mini games, and they were fun. And then next to the mini games, there were the jobs that I created. I'm a huge fan of captures, and I also made some really stupid races that we all just laugh and have fun. But um, eventually, uh, before Cayo Perico was when I lost a lot of my friend group because they didn't want to continue playing this game. This game kept adding these pointless updates that almost felt the same after a while. And people got bored of this game eventually to the point where they just left and they went to go play something else. I was actually in the same demographic. I wasn't really interested in Cayo Perico. I saw Cayo Perico and I was like, okay, this looks I'm down for this idea that we're gonna be going to a new location to do heists, but in the end, I never bought the submarine, and I do the Cayo Perico with my friends, but I don't play it on my own. I It's just part of the grinding factor of this game that I just don't like, and I like doing my auto shop missions, but I'm not one for spending hours grinding like a heist or like if Doom, yeah, dude, if the Doomsday heist was like you could do the Doomsday heist solo, I would never take that chance. It's not, challenge is one thing, but I really don't want to spend countless hours doing the same missions just so I can get money. And like I said, the only difference between Auto Shop and Cayo Perico, or at least in my eyes, is that you can do one thing quicker and you get money in a quick amount. You don't get all the money like handed off to you from your hard work. It's more just like quick grinding. And since I pretty much mastered every auto shop heist except the only one that I don't do is I think the data contract or the data breach, whatever it is. The one with the MOC right that you have to take out. I hate that one. It's my least favorite one out of all of them. And I just eventually I gave up. I gave up on the game. Cayo Perico came out. I tried Cayo Perico. It was neat for the week that it came out, but nothing really made me come back to this game. I didn't really have a goal for this game either. Everybody was buying all the weaponized vehicles that they wanted, which shouldn't even be in the game in the first place because this is Grand Theft Auto, not Saints Row. And um, I was, I don't know, I sought out to like recreate my Need for Speed collection. Like every car that was in a Need for Speed game to set out to buy. It gave me something to do because I didn't feel like buying any weaponized vehicles for this stupid game. And it's just a lot of the weaponized vehicles that I've gotten in this game actually came free with either the wheel or um, yeah, mostly the wheel. I whenever the Oppressor Mark II came out, that was the first time I realized that okay, this game, like, they added this weapon to, why else would they add this weapon? Aside from making a lot of money, like, they should have known the consequences of adding that vehicle, because that vehicle literally is just, it's an unfair target to target anybody that is delivering cargo. It's a cargo griefing tool. And the same thing goes for jets, which, if you ask me again, I also don't think jets should be in this game. But that being said, the second time I say GTA died, because the thing is, if we didn't get Cayo Perico, I would have said that GTA died with Oppressor Mark II, which was the nightclub. But if we did, since we did get Cayo Perico, I say the nail in the coffin after the nail in the other nail, or the nail in the coffin being whenever they added, or they got rid of the adversary modes. The nail in the coffin would have been GTA Plus. GTA Plus made me realize that Rockstar is third worst to Activision and Ubisoft because they didn't care about making a new game. They just cared about milking their same game for years on just so they could make money off of shark cards, and it's awful. And it's the whole exclusive rewards and it being a paid service is just, or subscription service, is garbage. That shows right there that the company does not care about their fans. And I mean, they didn't care about their fans for a long time. They waited to release the heist update years later after they promised heists. Um, and if you also ask me, I think another part of even though Tuner's update is still my favorite update, I would say that the Tuner's update is what really, it also is kind of caused a problem. And the problem that I would say is that the car community, when it comes to GTA Online, thinks that Rockstar is in their favor because they're adding all these cars. But if you ask me, they are still not listening to the fans because they are still adding in the next supercar concept that comes out in the year, and then they just they put it in the game because they know they can sell it for a lot of money. Now, like, you're seeing my gameplay. I'm walking around my garage just showing you all the cars that I have. I spent so much money on this game, and not real money. I'm talking about sorry, not money. I spent so much time grinding in this game just so I could buy garages filled with cars that I either needed for my collection, and some of the cars are also cars that I won free off the wheel. But it doesn't excuse the fact that Rockstar is basically playing, or not, they're teasing the GTA car community because they're charging cars that they want in the game for large amounts of money. Like a Supra is almost 2 million and a Honda Civic is 1 million. Like, the fact that that is the overall the fact that that's the economy in this game is just garbage. Like, why? That's so and I'm running out of terms. Like, it's awful. It's scum. It's such a dumb thing, and I'm just blown away on how many people allowed this or supports this, and allows this to continue happening. I love I loved GTA for when it was still a crime simulator. Gun running ruined the entire experience for me. And then the nightclub massacred my experience. And then tuners gave me a reason to keep playing this game to this day. But if tuners didn't come out, I probably wouldn't be making this video. Because GTA died so many times that at this point it's not even dead. It's just a walking corpse. And then the new GTA is just a golden walking corpse or a chrome walking corpse. Like, it's just that what you're looking at is a walking, just rotten corpse. It doesn't surprise me that Rockstar continued to okay, so the first thing I want to mention is that I don't remember what update it was. I believe it was the ULP contract one, which is an update that I'm very not fond of. But the ULP update for me was when I started realizing the game started. I think the game started breaking after that on current gen, or well, I don't. Are we? Or no? This is technically last gen now. So last gen, that would have been. That's when like the game started. Like the depth of field and textures started dropping. I forget what that's called. It's not frame rate drops, but like it's when the game basically just loses its textures. The road wasn't even visible at some times, and buildings would load in, like stuff that you would expect on PS3 but not on PS4. When that started happening, Rockstar still continued to add the bloody drug wars update after the game was already broken, and people were already posting on TikTok then saying that, yeah, like, dude, the Rockstar either needs to fix this or like the last gen is literally unplayable at this point. And they just kept updating. They added that update, and they really shouldn't have, because like, what did we get from the drug wars aside from the same recycled copy and paste mission design? Let's look at these vehicles, shall we? And I swear to God, if I see something that's technically already in the game. Alright, let's go to Southern San Andreas. That normally has like the cheap stuff, or quote unquote cheap stuff. Okay, 1.5 million for what is this? To Class A. To Class A means two different brands. Anyways, these two vehicles look the same. I don't care what you say. And this is already in the game. And so the fact that they added another one, and then this is also already in the game. So they reskinned 1, 2, and I'm counting these 2, 3 vehicles. Why? Just why? That's so stupid. And people want to pay for a drug update. I was thinking more of the lines of like either Saints Row 2 quality of vehicles, or like what's that other game? Maximum Overdose? Total Overdose? Total Overdose. Koenigsegg. This does not need to be in the game. This does not need to be in the game. This, don't even get me started with adding another friggin' R8. Like, I'm sorry, but you can just add the car. You already have the car in the game. Just make it a Benny's upgrade. Instead of adding a new fucking car that's 1.6 million, that who the hell's gonna buy this? And who the hell's gonna buy this? Instead of adding in a new Koenigsegg, why don't we get something, I don't know, I'm not really a fan of supercars, more a fan of sports cars. But so like two cars that I wanted in the game for a long time now, Mitsubishi 3000 GT and the 1995/2000s Acura NSX. Those have been, well, so the Supra was already in the game, and they call it a Jester Classic, which, if I remember correctly, I don't think that's the actual car. Now, the Jester is an NSX. So, and the Cheetah, which I also have, I don't know if it's in this garage, or it was in the other garage, but the Cheetah Classic was supposed to be the NSX, and instead they decided to add a Ferrari. Now, I like my Ferraris, but I also prefer my favorite car over the Ferrari. So, yeah, no, it's not in this garage, but I believe it's the Cheetah Classic. And if it's not the Cheetah, it's the other one. Yeah, no, it's definitely the Cheetah. It's not the Turismo. The Cheetah Classic was supposed to be the Acura NSX, and they decided to add a Ferrari instead. Shows you where Rockstar will always add a more expensive car, and if they do over a tuner car, and if they do add a tuner car, well, then they're gonna make it $1 million to $2 million. Like, it's ridiculous. It's stupid that that's their way of doing things, and I don't support it at all. So yeah, I guess some people have already pointed out, but Rockstar's mission design has not changed at all. It is still just copying older missions or missions from single player and just putting them in online with storylines to go with them. It's nothing special. I don't understand why people aren't talking about it, or why people who do realize it are still allowing it to happen. It's dumb. Okay, so we talked about that. We talked about GTA being unplayable. Another thing that I probably should have been mentioned, that honestly I'm surprised either people they either don't have it happen to them, or they just forget about it, is the infamous prologue glitch, or the prologue bug. Now, I don't know how this exactly happens, because I have multiple save files and I still have this happen to me. But most often when there's a new update, there's a bug where you have to replay the prologue because something about a corrupt save file, even though I have multiple save files, so I don't understand why I have to replay the save file. And yeah, Rockstar hasn't fixed that for 3 years now, which is ridiculous and uncalled for. I don't understand how either they haven't fixed that yet, or if they can't fix it, that if there's no actual solution to fix it. That's just stupid. Okay. So, I guess I think I've covered everything pretty much. Let's. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, if there's, I guess okay. So, for those that don't know, my favorite open world, or my two favorite open world games of all time, are actual, not last gen, but I guess now they're considered ancient gen, which would be PS3, Saints Row 2 and Just Cause 2. And I love those games to death. Even if they're quote-unquote old, they still stand the test of time. They're still fun to play to this day, and I don't know what it was, but I feel like returning to those games made me realize how awful modern gaming actually is, because they've gotten away with selling you basically 50% of a product, and then the rest of the other 50% gets patched through years or months through updates, and it's awful. So GTA Online for me, at its best, was fun before Cayo Perico. When Cayo Perico happened, it didn't reclaim my love for this game. In fact, tuners just allowed me to come back to this game and play it as a time waster. It wasn't a good update in the essence of fixing all the problems wrong with the game. It just gave me a reason to jump on this game as a time waster. Now, that being said, when I went back to Saints Row 2 and Just Cause 2, those games are fun for their gameplay, their world. What the developers were thinking when they made those games was the essence of fun, replayability, and everything in between. When people think about GTA Online, they think about content, but what they don't realize is content, having lots of things doesn't mean a game is fun. It's having gameplay to support that, and it's having non-repetitive, I guess, things in the game that keep you wanting to come back to this game without finding it boring. This game, for me, I find boring. It's like I said, time wasters, in my eyes, time wasters can sometimes be fun, but for the most part, they're just, you don't know what to play, get on this game, start going at it, do whatever the hell to get money. And you're not having fun. You're saving up for a goal, and my goal, like I said, is to have the entire collection of cars from Need for Speed games throughout the years in all my garages, and I still have to buy more garages, and it's not fun anymore for me. So, I guess what I'm saying now is that, you know, a lot of the time people are not wrong when they say that they prefer, or that 2000s or mid 2000s games are still more enjoyable to play than most last gen games, or even definitely current gen nowadays would be thrown around. And I still agree. I don't think that will change over the years, really, because even nowadays there's it's gonna be, I don't want to get into an entirely different topic because I have that saved for another video about modern gaming industry and how I'm not really interested in anything to do with modern gaming. But I guess we'll talk about the last thing that I wanted to mention. Two things that are really important to me when it comes to GTA Online, and that was another reason why I gave this game another chance, aside from having friends to actually do this with. But another thing that really sold me on next gen GTA was the sorry, not next gen, but which would now be last gen, but at the time next gen, was the Rockstar editor. When I realized how easy it is to make your own movies and your own videos, I was blown away. I was like, I really would love to have this, because the amount of stuff that I can do, especially with my friends, recording all these cool things. At one point I had a series called Shark Night, which was more it was just cinematic series, really. There was like a lore outside of the actual series, and then eventually I came up with some teasers for some other ones, and then the one that sticked with me was Simulation Overdrive. Simulation Overdrive is essentially mostly the I can't even say that it was inspired by Free Guy, because Free Guy came out after, but my idea was like to have a series and use GTA for what it is. We have so many things. We have so many vehicles, so many weapons, so many outfits to access on this game, let's put them to good use. Let's try to do a Matrix simulation series about this guy that's like abducted by this secret government agency, and he has to go through these simulations that are inspired by favorite things that both that I enjoy and my friends enjoy, whether it be movie series, video games, movies, and recreate scenes from those things. And that's what we did. We ended off on our last season, and I think it was this year. It was whenever I watched One Tree Hill for the first time that I got the idea of maybe I should bring back or maybe I should do a season 2 of Simulation Overdrive. The only problem with this is a problem that it's not necessarily GTA's fault in general, but it's having friends to do the stuff that I want to do. It's also having friends that have money to buy stuff that I need for these scenes. There's a reason why I have 10 million in my bank, because I gave up when I had hit 40 million, and I just decided to start buying the cars on my list for my collection because I didn't have friends that wanted to play this game anymore, and rightfully so. It's not their fault that they decided to leave this game. I decided to leave this game. And I don't, as much as I want to do a Simulation Overdrive Season 2 with some amazing ideas that I have planned, it's just not possible, and I don't have the drive to make that series anymore because of the state that this game is in. Not to mention, I am not keen on getting a PS5. I'm not keen on getting a newer version of this game because I just don't see the need to. I guess where I stand now is it possible that Rockstar could fix this last gen version of GTA 5, and will I be willing to get on it and play some more? Will I be able, and my friends come back and I would play with my friends on this version of GTA Online? I don't think so. And like I said, with the video that's going to be coming out, it has to do with just the state of gaming as a whole right now, and including next gen as well. I just don't have the urge to want to play either dead games or current games, really. I just don't have that urge anymore. Rip Kent Block, by the way. He was kind of, I don't want to say he was a hero, but he was like, whenever I was introduced to like Jim Kahana and everything in, I think it was like 7th grade, I found he was kind of like a fixation I had on like cool people and cool things, and especially with car culture for a bit. It's a real shame that he's gone. I think that this will end the video. I know a lot of the things I say isn't new, but there's a reason why like this was like one of my most played games, and the fact that I spent so much time on this game is awful, because I could have been doing a lot more for myself, and I could have been playing a lot of better games out there. I prefer to play Watch Dogs 2 over this game. I prefer to play Just Cause 4 over this game, even. I just don't have or find the need to play this game anymore. And I think that's a valid thing to say. My dad used to go on and say, oh, you know, like with GTA Online, like there's no reason to play any other game, because, you know, you have racing, you have shooting, you have people creating maps that are similar to stuff You have people creating stuff from like LA because this is like an LA inspired map. But I, I prefer to go back and play Saints Row 2. It was when developers cared about their games, and Rockstar does not care about this game. Hell, Rockstar probably won't even care about the Max Payne remaster or remake. And I've never played Max Payne 1 or 2. It's on my list. Max Payne 2's main theme is one of my all-time favorite video game themes, but I don't trust gaming companies anymore because it's stuff that they get away with, whether it be constantly releasing a dead game or releasing a game to its not like 50-50 of a game, or sorry, 50% of a game, and then fixing it afterwards, or adding a game, or making a game, or releasing a game from a well-beloved franchise and just stripping everything good about that franchise in that game. Like, I'm just so done with gaming industry. I'm taking down my GTA 5 poster. It's not a game that I want on my wall anymore. It was a good game for the time, but I'd rather have a friggin' Saints Row 2 or a One Tree Hill poster. Like, it's just I don't I'm done putting up with Rockstar's bullshit. And you should too. It's not gonna get you anywhere. Hell, support your local indie developer company, or get an emulator and play an old open world game, because I don't think modern open world games are gonna be as good as they used to be. Peace.